All right, guys, this is Paul Singh, the Market Speculator, with the trade report for November 11th, 2018, Monday. You can see here, now yesterday, our key was holding the 9 and holding the 200-day moving average. This was last week. That's what we wanted to see. Now, the week didn't end great in terms of this pullback of the breakout. That's fine. That's to be expected sometimes when we get these kind of breakouts. Doesn't look great, especially with the open today. But the key is going to be, do we hold these converging supports? And that's the 9 EMA, rising 9 EMA, and the 200-day moving average. If this level holds here, we set up for a move of a break to the 50-day moving average. And the way I've been looking at this is, we were bearish through this period, and we talked about this, that as each resistance level gets taken out, we get more and more, or we'll say less bearish and more neutral and even slightly bullish. So, we took out the 9, we took out the 200, we've taken some shots at longs. They haven't worked out great, but they're small losses, that's okay. And now, if we break the 50-day moving average, that's where we go from, say, market neutral, where we probably are right now, to starting to get bullish as we get up here. And then if we were to break highs, then we would get really bullish. So that's what we're watching for this week. Do we climb up here to the 50-day moving average? I would say best case scenario would be a break. It would be really good even if we get up here. And then obviously if we break down here, that's not a good thing. I think if we break down and start to continue, so sometimes we'll get a little test here and then maybe we remount. But if we break and start to slide here, say we get down to 273, 272, that's the spot where we say, okay, we're probably going to test the lows here and we might go back to testing these February lows. So I would institute shorts if we get into this level. In the meantime, we're kind of in wait and see mode. Maybe we take a shot here, shot there in terms of what we see. Qs are not looking quite as good in the sense that they are below the 200-day moving average and have already crossed below the 9 as well, down 1.5% today, so not good. And then IWM holding up a little better than the Qs, but down 0.4% here. If we start to slide, I think we test 145, and I'd probably take a short in IWM. In terms of what I'm looking to short, right now, if I were to decide to go short, it would probably be the indexes IWM and TQQQ, and we could use the inverse ETFs TZA for IWM. That's TZA. You just go long this, and it's just like going short. And SQQQ, which you guys have already seen me recently take a big trade in this. We played basically this pop here when the market was tanking, and we would try that for that again. With a target up here around 16 or 17. So if we decide to go short, we're not doing that now. Remember, we need that trigger. But if we did, these are the two likely plays. Or we could take something like NVIDIA and just short this, which is already sliding here. But I think the indexes are a good way to play it. Let's go over some indexes and then our focus list. Oil is popping this morning on some news out of the Middle East. I'd probably want a little bit more of a move to play a bounce in oil. Recently, financials have been very strong. I probably won't touch XLF unless it breaks these moving averages here. But they're on watch. We are seeing some improvement around earnings season. Home builders, I still like here. We had that initial pop. Now we've pulled back. I want to see the index get up over the 9. If it does, I'll start looking into some of the stocks here that we could potentially play. Toll Brothers is always a good one here to potentially play. And you can also always play two stocks that are related to home builders, and that would be Home Depot and Lowe's. Semiconductors have been beaten down and are getting hit again. This is another area where we could potentially short by taking stocks, going long stocks S. So that is one of our potential index plays as well with TZA and SQQQ. Hack is cybersecurity. Hack is cybersecurity here. Not doing much at this point. And then software had a nice bounce, but has pulled back pretty hard. And then biotech, pretty much the same thing. FANG stocks, Facebook, These are also ones you could potentially short if the market slides, but Facebook not doing good. Netflix held up a little better, but not doing good. Amazon's probably the leader right now and holding up right around the key moving averages. Apple has slid big time after earnings. So we want to see how it handles the 200-day moving average. Going back to February, the 200-day moving average has been a good buying opportunity. So we're going to watch the 200-day very closely in Apple and then Google. Not much to do there. I would say Apple and Google and Amazon are the two to watch for potential longs, and then maybe Facebook for potential short. We talked about NVIDIA already. Let's look at some relative strength stocks. MOS, agriculture has been very strong. It would need a pullback here, but we should definitely be watching that. Orly, we've been talking about this one, and it has broke that 350 range that we talked about. So very strong here. I think a little bit of pullback and hold of that level would be good. Shutterfly gap down, but it's testing its gap level here. So watch for a break of, we'll say 59.20. If you can break that level, it might be a good entry there. ISRG and ILMN have both been strong. We'll watch for breaks of the 50-day moving average on both of those. UA, Under Armour was an earnings breakout, looking very strong. I'd watch for a break of 22. Alta has been strong. We need a pullback in that one, maybe down to about 290 and hold that level. Twilio earnings breakout. I like this one a lot. We just have to watch the price action to see where we get our good entry. Twitter, also, I think it could be enter. Whoops. Twitter here. I think if it holds the 200 and the 9 and starts running up, we could take that one. Crocs broke out on earnings. We don't have an entry at this point, but we'll watch the price action and see if it gives us one. And then Etsy, very similar pattern to Twilio here and Crocs. So we'll see how it holds up. And then remember, if we do short, it'd be something like TZA, SQQQ, going long these SOX as to short the indexes, and then NVIDIA is a potential one as well. So that's what we're watching to start the week. Hopefully we get some direction this week and we can get some good directional trades. We've opened to the downside, but not really significantly, except for the Qs at this point. And we'll see how it plays out going into the close.